Today we're going to be going through the social media playbook. And once again, you can find all of these playbooks that we've been diving into on our KW Realty MKE website under the resources and then family reunion tab. So this month, May, we're going to be really focusing on social media. Hopefully some of you were able to join in the call last week with Rachel Adams-Lee. She gave a lot of great pointers. I'm going to throw a few of those at you as well. And then next week is Red Day, so we won't be having a conversation next week, but then the following week we'll be having a panel about social media. And then the last week of May, we'll be rounding it out with in-person social media workshops at the North Shore and the Lake Country office that Thursday at 11. So we won't be on Zoom that week. We'll be in person holding workshops. So that's kind of the schedule for the month of May. But today we are going to deep dive into the social media playbook. And, you know, I would highly recommend that you work through this playbook on your own when you have more time to kind of sit down and dive into it. I'm going to go through a few of the highlights with you. But really what this is back in 2023, in January, actually, this year, an article came out that said 59.4% of the world's population is social media users. So think about that. Half the people on this entire planet use social media. And as the old saying goes, it's easier to go where the people are than to make the people come to you, right? If anybody's tried to get people to reach out to them, it's a lot harder than going and reaching out to people. So social media is one of the tools in your toolkit to be able to reach out to people effectively and efficiently. And also allows us to scale this message, right, at little to no cost. So through the various social media channels, through people sharing our posts and getting more engagement through people we don't know, that allows us to scale our message and to scale our brand. Okay. So this playbook is designed to help you turn your social media into a sphere of influence weapon, right? To help us gain all of those leads that we're looking for from social media and really to build our brand. So the 4 primary reasons why we love social media is 1, because of the reach. So once again, over half of the world uses social media. And in the United States, that number is at 82% of the population. So 82% of the people in our area use social media, right? That is your lead gen. That is the people that are looking to buy real estate. Those are the people that are looking to sell real estate. Those are your investors. They're all on social media. Social posts and paid ads on social media provide you with one of the greatest opportunities to expand your database by meeting people that you otherwise probably wouldn't have met in real life or face-to-face, I should say. The second reason why we love social media is because it's targeted advertising. So most social media platforms offer targeted advertising, and this means that you can really promote your brand and your listing to potential clients who are most likely to respond, right? So if you have a listing that's in a golf course, you can promote your ad towards golf enthusiasts, right? If you have a $4 million estate, you can reach out to maybe bankers and investors and financial experts. And then number 3 is the return on investment. So advertising on social media is some of the cheapest advertising and some of the cheapest cost per lead that you'll ever get. And then it's really easy to track the results of those campaigns in your posts. When I help agents run Facebook ads that are promoting listings, I usually average about $1.30 to $1.50 per lead. That's pretty cheap. If one of those converts, you haven't paid much, right? So that's another reason why we like social media. And then last but not least is the engagement. So social media platforms really create the opportunity to interact with your audience and build relationships at scale, right? So it's all that scalability that we just talked about as well. So here's the playbook. Step 1 is really understanding that you have to get on a rhythm and a schedule with posting content. And it's really easy to utilize a system where you can schedule out posts in advance to help you maintain consistency in your posting. And then the second step is to then layer that on with paid advertisements through social media, through Facebook or Instagram. Then once you get people, engaging on your social media, you also have to interact. So you need to, make sure that you have a presence as a person, as a human being out on social media, where you're commenting and messaging and liking and sharing other people's posts. That makes the algorithms know that you're using social media at a high level, and will keep sharing your stuff in turn. And then the fourth step is to just start following new people and gaining that. When you follow somebody, most likely they follow you back. So that helps you gain more followers and increase that reach as well. And then the last step of this playbook is to create and curate an online niche market or a niche Facebook group, so that you can really start to target who you're working with and really engage people at a higher level. So when we talk about posting on social media, we like to call it the like model, LIKE, which means local lowdown, information, know me, and engage in conversation. Okay, so local lowdown. You really want to be engaged in your local communities. That's what people like to see. When they see that, you're posting about community events that are upcoming, or school events, or history, and interviewing community members, college sports, high school sports, whatever. When they see that, they really start to get a sense that you know the area, right? So we had, the other month we talked about being the neighborhood expert, and this is all part of that as well. By posting about what's happening in your local area, you become the expert there, right? So I know nothing about the East Side, but following a couple of agents' social medias, I know that they are experts out there. And if I ever wanted to buy a condo downtown, I would know who to go to, because that's all they post about, right? Like that's what they're posting about. They're posting about the businesses in the area. They're posting about the community events that are happening. They're posting about the properties in their area that they're an expert in. So find out where you're going to be an expert, and it's usually where you live, and then make yourself that expert by posting about everything that's happening in the area. The I for like stands for information. Okay, so this is more of your real estate knowledge. So we've already proven that we are experts in our neighborhood, that we really know what's going on. We're very in tune to what's happening. Now we're going to share some real estate information, because people need to understand that you're a competent realtor too, right? It's not, oh, great, she lives in Muskego and knows everything about Muskego. It's like, oh, she lives in Muskego, and look at all this information she's giving me about real estate. So market updates in the area, tips for buying and selling, all the new listings that are coming up in the area, or open houses. And then of course, share your client success stories. So one of the things that Rachel Adams Lee really talked about was, creating that story from your reviews. It's not just, oh, hey, here's another closing. How great is this? That's very transactional. We really hope that you as realtors are closing on properties. We get that. What we want to hear in your social media is the story behind the closing, and share that story. Okay. Your real estate content that you post, these market updates and tips for buying and selling, are probably the least engaged post you're going to make. And why is that? It's because it's not what you do, it's who you are that engages people. If you've ever listened to Simon Sinek, he has a talk that is called Start With Why. And it talks about the difference between, like Apple and Dell, right? Like they're both computers, but would you ever buy an iPod from Dell, or like a music player from Dell? No, you want to buy it from Apple. And that's because Apple did a really great job with branding themselves as to why they do what they do, not that they do it. So we do know that Apple is a computer company, and we know that Dell's a computer company, and that's what they do. They make computers. But the reason why Apple is so popular is because they did a really great job with explaining why they're doing it. There's a reason behind every closing that you've had. There's been friends you've made along the way with your clients. There's been some really maybe tough cases you've had to navigate. Those are all stories you should be sharing, because those are why you do what you do. Does that make sense? People remember how you made them feel. And if they can get a sense from you that you're going to make them feel a certain way through the story that you're telling about another couple that you helped, that is what they're going to remember about you. They don't need to remember anything else other than how you made them feel. So keep that in mind when you're creating your posts specifically around closings and client success. So the next one is the know me, right? L-I-K-E, K is know me. And once again, this is the people remember how you made them feel, be relatable. What Rachel Adam Lee talked about was pick 5 passions. What are your 5 passions in life? There's some examples here, like hobbies, traveling, books, music, gratitude, right? Holidays, your family, my dogs. I'm sure you're all passionate about my dogs as well. But pick 5 things that you're really, really passionate about, and that's what you post about. That is your content. Okay, don't start posting about things that you don't really care about, because it's going to come through in the words that you use and the feelings that you convey. So pick your 5 passions and allow people to get to know you through your passions. Okay, is there a charity that you really support? Is there a cause you really support? People will do business with people that they know, like, and trust. And having similar passions really helps build the trust factor. Oh my gosh, I will only use realtors who have a passion about this charity, and they find you because you have that passion as well. Does that make sense? So really think about, what are you passionate about? What could you talk on end about, right? And then use that for your content. Let people get to know you through what makes you you. Okay. Don't forget to make holiday posts year round. They're the simple ones to do, but. And then the E in like stands for engage. Okay, so when it comes to gaining emotional support with each other, connecting on an emotional level, it's not just a one-way conversation. You have to have a two-way conversation with people, right? I know that we've all used the example of, like, talking to a brick wall, right? And so a two-way conversation is really how you connect with people on a deeper level. And it allows people to feel heard and feel seen, right? And like they're contributing to the conversation. So some easy ways to do this through social media are do a poll, right? I'm sure you've seen them around. Do you like pie versus cake when it comes to Thanksgiving? Or, what's the best cake flavor? Are you a chocolate or vanilla kind of person? Designs, house styles. Would you rather have a screened-in porch or a deck with a grill? Like, what is stuff like that? Ask some questions that have nothing to do with real estate, right? So if you're like me and you're very passionate about dogs, then ask simple questions like, what kind of dogs do you have? And let people post below, right? Anything that can kind of like capture an open-ended question that can really capture some engagement on your post is what you're looking to do. Competitions are a great way to host or to get engagement on your posts. I would think about what you're giving away and stuff like that. You do have to have a caveat in there that says something to the effect of like, this does not mean that you will be like you have to work with me, essentially, if you win this competition. It's just for fun. And then also you can do some giveaways, right? So follower giveaways, participation giveaways, that sort of thing. There's a question in the chat. Are these methods posts recommended for your personal page or business page or both? That's a great question. So Rachel Adam Lee, her tip last week was the 80-20 principle. So if it's on your business page, it should be about 80% business and 20% personal content. And then on your personal page, it should be 80% personal, 20% business. So when we're talking about creating this content, you're almost doing it on both places, maybe not at the same day at the same time, right? Like if you're going to do the cake versus pie, maybe post it on your business page 1 week and a couple of weeks later on your personal page, that type of thing. So really think about mapping out some of the stuff ahead of time. And I know that because that seems to be where we get a little lost in keeping up with our social media. You do have to post every day. Now, Rachel's tip was to post first thing in the morning when you wake up. Wake up in the morning, post, or schedule it out, or she said she keeps everything like in her notes on her phone, or Google has like a notes thing in their drive so that you can just grab what you had planned and then post it right then in the morning. And then she doesn't look at it till the evening. And then the evening she goes back and she engages with whoever commented or liked or engaged on her post. She engages back with them in the evening so that you don't feel like you're constantly on social media. Have a game plan for it. And I think, you know, we're going to give you a lot of ideas for content over the course of the month. And we have some more trainings with Rachel Adams Lee in June, which will give you even more content to think about. It's all about getting into a rhythm with it so that you don't feel lost in it. Because if you really want to have a social media presence, I think Charlie was talking about it on Tuesday's team meeting also about like you have to cut through the noise. Like you have to make more noise than there is already. And there's a lot of noise on social media, right? There's just a lot of junk on social media. And you have to be present and at a high level in order to cut through that noise for people to hear you, right? I mean, I have, I don't know, 300 or 400 people on my Facebook page, and I maybe see posts from 10 of them, right? Because that's how the algorithm works on Facebook. Those people cut through the noise. The content that they were posting was engaging to me, so I was getting a lot of likes or comments. Now they're all I see. You have to figure out a way to be that engaging person so that you cut through the noise so that people see you on social media. Okay. All right, so the second thing to social media is about scheduling posts, and this is what's going to give you really more time to yourself by scheduling these posts in advance. You can plan out the holiday posts already. We know when they are, guys. Pull up a calendar. We know what day Thanksgiving is. We know what day Halloween is. We know what day Labor Day is, right? Go ahead and make all your holiday posts and get them scheduled so that, you know, you don't have to think about them anymore this year. There's all different kinds of like additional calendars that float around out there, like those little known national holidays, like the National Donut Day and things like that, right? Go find those when those dates are this year, make a post for them too. You'll be surprised how quickly you can fill a month's social media calendar with random weird holidays, right? So go make all those first. Knock that out, it'll be done. You'll schedule them, you can forget about them. So there is a way to schedule out posts in Command. I'm not going to deep dive into Command with you guys at all. Know that Lindsay and I have created some videos on our YouTube channel that go through how to actually schedule a post through Command. So watch some of those and dive into those. This playbook will also give you some reference on how to do that as well if you pull that up. Okay, so just think about that. Go in advance and schedule all those posts. This recommends 10 times per week. I think, you know, 7 to 10 times per week, at least once a day is the bare minimum. 10 is probably better. So that's just posting some general content. That's the get to know me, the closings that I've had, the holidays, the neighborhood expert. That's just the content. Now, the next level of social media is to start running paid ads. And really what you're trying to do is to stay in front of people and to bring them information that they might not have otherwise have seen. Running paid ads is a really great way to break through the noise because it forces people to see you on social media. And there's a way that if you actually put in your database's Facebook links into their contact record in command, you can target the database with a social paid ad in command. And basically you're forcing your database to see your content. You're forcing your database to see your content, which they might not have otherwise seen if the algorithm doesn't show you to them, right? So a couple bucks here and there to start to get to your database, liking and engaging on your posts and checking out your business page and stuff like that could be a really good way to stay top of mind in growing your business. Okay. So we talked about some of the personal content. The third step is to really interact with the friends and followers. So anytime somebody comments on your post, you should comment a reply. Okay. This shows Facebook specifically that you're engaging with people, that you're not just somebody who's going to post content and then ignore them. So comment on your own post if somebody comments, but also you need to go through your entire friends list and start getting real intentional about commenting on their posts. Okay. So like I said earlier, I have like 300 people, but I only see 10 at any given point on Facebook land. I have to be intentional with going through my friends list, clicking on their profile, looking at the last thing they posted, if they posted something this week, and commenting something on it. And that comment should probably be about 5 words. Okay. You don't have to do really more than that, but like a minimum of 5 words. Just, posting the word neat isn't going to do anything. Or cool, that's not going to do anything. But that's really cool, man. Right? Like that. The Facebook sees that you're actually like using complete sentences, that you're not like a robot, and it'll start to make you show up. So by commenting on other people's pages like that, their algorithm will start showing you to them, which means they'll start seeing your content, which means they'll finally realize you're a realtor and yes, they should use you. Okay. Now, commenting does not mean arguing. Do not get into arguments with people on the internet. It never ends well. Nobody ever wins. So don't do it. Okay. You have a reputation to uphold now. Stop arguing with internet. But rather you're using these comments to just deepen their relationship. I commented on somebody's post that I literally hadn't talked to in like 3 years the other day. And I was like, oh my gosh, you're gorgeous. So go through and do that. Don't be afraid to start engaging with people on social media, because the algorithms will then start showing your stuff to them, which is what you want. And then direct messaging. It's okay to message people. You can go and just slide up into their DMs, right? No. It's really just like hey, I saw that this happened and I just wanted to really congratulate you, or that's so cool, or can you tell me how you did that? Like, I'd love some more information, or hey, that charity looks really cool that you volunteered for. The next time you go, keep me in mind. I'd love to join you. You don't have to put that all in a comment, because comments get lost sometimes. You can throw something more personal like that into a direct message. And again, all you're doing is building relationships. This is a relationship business. We have to build relationships through social media. And then like and share. Aside from just commenting, you do have to like people's posts and then share good content as well. Because when Facebook sees that you're sharing other people's content, they know that you're not just about yourself, and then that you really like engaging with people, and then it'll help you engage with people. Facebook is very much, their algorithm, it really does try to be a social network, in the fact that when you engage with others, it'll help you engage with more people. If you're on an island and all you do is read news articles, you're probably not seeing a whole lot of what's going on with your friends and family. It really does tailor to your activities on social media. So if your activities are engaging with people, it'll throw more stuff at you to help you engage with more people. Okay. All right. So then step number 4 of the playbook is to start adding new friends. You really do have to follow new people. Instagram's the easiest thing to do for this as well. Like if you follow somebody, usually they follow you back. If somebody follows you, go ahead and follow them back, right? So as your network of people grows and more people see your content and they share it out, your influence on social media will grow as well. So your goal really should be to add 7 friends per week on both Instagram and Facebook. 7 people a week you want to add in there. And then here's the other tip of this. This came from Jeff Glover last year. Those 7 friends are not realtors or agents. Those 7 friends that you add each week are not realtors and they are not agents. Go find other people that'll actually do business with you. I'm sorry, love all my agents. And at the same time, they're not the ones who are going to be buying houses with me. So go find somebody that will actually do business with you. So no agents, no lenders. Now, if you want to add them in, that's great. They just don't count towards your 7. Right. And Facebook does have a limit on the amount of people that you can have as friends. I think it's like 2,000 or something like that. So if you hit that limit, you might be knocking off some realtors and lenders so that you can add in people that will do business with you, right? So be specific with that content, follow people that are actually going to do business with you. The Facebook friends of a friends thing, or the people you may know feature, is going to be your best friend in this. People you may know, click on their profile. If it doesn't say realtor, add them. Because remember, you're posting about yourself. You're posting about your hobbies, you're posting about the neighborhoods, you're posting about your success with clients. You're giving them some real estate information that's pertinent to the neighborhood and the area. Be friends with those people. And then the last part of social media playbook, once you get into rhythm with all of that we just talked about, is to create a niche Facebook group. Okay, so create a small club or community on Facebook that you're passionate about. Now, the key to this is that you have to be passionate, because if you're not passionate about this, you're not going to keep up with the page, which means people will stop engaging with the page, which means nobody's engaging with you anymore. Okay, so if you don't feel like you've gotten steps 1 through 4 down, and that you're, on social media enough to be able to engage people in a really clear way, and you're making relationships, if steps 1 through 4 haven't been completed, don't try step 5 yet. Okay. So think about like an online book club, small business owners in your area. If there's not already a group, you're going to have to kind of search for different groups to see if they exist yet. If they don't exist, though, go ahead and start one. Or some cause that you're passionate about, go ahead and start a group for that. And then you start inviting all those people that you're, connected to into that group. You can also share the group out on like those neighborhood sites, like the buy, sell, trade sites. You can be like, hey guys, I just created a new group. Come check it out, blah, 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 But here's some things to consider if you're going to start a new community like that. 1, know your purpose and ensure it's in alignment with your values. Again, you have to be passionate about it. 2, the name of the group must clearly represent your purpose. This is because when people search for that group, they're searching by just keywords. Okay, so choose a name that shows potential members exactly what your group is. So a good example is Girls Love Travel. This is a Facebook group where female travelers share their stories and travel tips. So if I were to type in travel and I saw something pop up that says Girls Love Travel, I'd be like, oh yeah, I'll join that. I'm a girl. I like to travel. Why not? Let's go see what they have to say in there. That's what you're trying to do. Find your voice. So you have to be the one who posts a lot in there consistently, but you also have to help others engage and post in there as well. So, be authentic in the posts that you create inside the group and your engagements on other people's posts in the group. Be yourself, be honest, and interact with community members the same way you will with your friends and clients. Okay, this is not a sales pitch. This is not come join Kathleen's real estate group because we're going to talk about real estate all day, every day. Okay, unless that's really what you're telling me your biggest passion in life is. Be authentic. Is that the conversation when you sit down at Thanksgiving dinner? Is that the conversation when you go to a family's birthday party? Is that what you talk about the whole time? If not, that's probably not how you need to show up in the group. Does that make sense? Number 4 is post consistently. So you have to be the leader of this community, which means you have to be in there every day posting. Okay, so time block, again, your schedule a post for the week, and then make sure you're in there replying to comments, engaging on other people's posts in the feed. Okay, this will help the group posts get pinged to the top of everybody else's news feed who's in the group. And so it'll help make the people that are in the group more active in the group because there's consistent posting. Number 5, show value. So post content that is relevant to your passion and encourages engagement. This whole point of this group is for you to develop relationships with people. It honestly doesn't have a whole lot to do with real estate. Because once they get to know you inside these groups, naturally people are going to start asking, what does everybody do for a living in here? Right? Oh yeah, I'm a realtor. Or, your Facebook profile should show that you're a realtor as well. So when they click on your face, they should know that you're in real estate. And they should be able to click to your business page from there. Be responsive. Okay, so if somebody's asking a question about an opinion, jump in there right away, give a real thoughtful response, and do it in a timely manner. Responding to a post that was posted a week ago because you just got busy or forgot to check in to your group is not going to show that you're engaged at a high level. So it has to be a daily check-in with you. Every day you're going to have to go in there and say, did anybody post in the group? And if they did, make sure you're engaging on those posts. And lastly, have a plan. So you don't always need to plan what you're going to post, but you need to make your calendar match your goals. Make your calendar match your goals. Determine how many times you'll post weekly, what some of the content will focus on, and how many people you should be interacting with. Okay. So when you start a community at first, you might be the only one who posts for a while. Okay. As the group grows, more people will start posting as well. And then, you might have to get to the point where you're bringing on other admins or moderators to help you in the group to manage if it gets large. So, but just make sure that the people that are going to be admins or moderators share your passion and that you trust will be in there every day to keep the conversation moving along. Okay. But again, don't try this until you've mastered the first 4 steps and you have a plan and your calendar, when you're posting on social media and the frequency and what content you're going to be posting. Master that first. So as always, the path is in the math. So the power of this system is that the daily activities compound over time. If you follow the simple plan and engage your sphere on social media, you will make 520 like posts, 364 new friends, 3,900 opportunities to engage with friends and followers. That's based on those 10 posts a week and 7 additional friends per week. Combine this within your community. If you start one of those community groups, you can even double or triple your numbers. In here, there is a calendar of social posts to help you kind of stay on top of mind. We're in May now, but you can go through and look at what they have in here for March and April as well. But if you'll notice through these calendars, there is a post every single day, and it tells you what to post about. So today, here you go. What book are you listening to now? Go post it. Tomorrow, share your favorite dish at a local restaurant. Is that real estate? No. Is that one real estate? Nope. If you go through here, you'll see real estate only pops up maybe 3 or 4 times a month. Right? Fun date night ideas. I think these calendars are great. If I were you, I'd go download this playbook and print them out and then start to gain a plan. All right, guys, what questions do you have for me? I'll show you where to find the playbook again. So once again, it's our kwrealtymke.com website. If you go to the resources tab at the top, then right here in the middle, there's a family reunion button. This will take you into our drive, which you will need to be signed into your KW email to access. And then right here under playbooks, these are the playbooks that we've been covering over the last several months with you guys. So we did the open house playbook, we did the seminars playbook, now we're on the social media playbook. There's a lot more in here as well. I know a few of you expressed interest in 72 sold. No, there's a whole 72 sold playbook in here as well that you can read through. Okay. What other questions do you have about social media? I think one last thing is perception is reality, right? When people see you engaged on your social media, they believe you're doing really well. So even if you haven't had a closing in 3 months and you don't have anything in the pipeline, get active on social media because people will believe that you are. And that's also a lesson that Bridget Ty taught me when she first started out, that she would just go to an empty house or an open house and she'd take a little video of herself walking through it. And, she posted on Instagram and people just assumed that she was buying and selling all these properties. And then she wasn't. But then they started reaching out to her because they're like, oh, you're always in a great house. You must know a lot about real estate. Because she walked in a door and took a photo. Come on, guys. Right? So perception is reality. Be active on social media.